Right now, I want you to pause for just a second and think about the last time you had your blood pressure checked. Two numbers appeared on the screen, one on top, one on the bottom. You probably glanced at them, maybe felt relieved, maybe slightly concerned, and then moved on with your day. But what if I told you that one of those numbers has been quietly putting millions of seniors at risk, and most people are watching the wrong one? This information could genuinely protect your heart, your brain, and your independence as you age. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly which blood pressure number matters most after 60, why it becomes more dangerous with age, and what you can do starting today to reduce your risk. Before we continue, take 1 second to subscribe to Healthy Aging and turn on notifications. Everything on this channel is focused on helping you stay strong, sharp, and independent as you get older. This video alone could change how you look at your health forever, so make sure you don't miss what comes next. Most people believe that as long as one blood pressure number looks okay, they're safe. Doctors mention both numbers, family members talk about both numbers, and online advice often treats them as equally dangerous. But decades of research show that after the age of 60, that assumption can be deadly. I'm Dr. Claire Whitmore. For over 20 years, I worked as a cardiac surgeon. I've held hearts damaged by years of silent pressure. I've seen strokes destroy speech, movement, and memory in people who felt perfectly fine just days before. And far too often, I've watched families struggle to understand how something so routine could end so tragically. Blood pressure doesn't usually cause pain. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't announce when it's doing damage. That's why understanding the right number matters so much. Let's slow this down and make it simple. Blood pressure measures how hard your blood pushes against your arteries. But that pressure isn't constant. It rises and falls with every heartbeat. That's why you see two numbers. The top number measures pressure when your heart squeezes and pushes blood out. That's the moment of force. The bottom number measures pressure when your heart relaxes between beats. That's the resting phase. If your reading is 150/80, that means your arteries experience a powerful surge of pressure 150 times per minute. Every minute. Day after day. Year after year. For many years, medicine treated both numbers the same. If either was high, it was a problem. But as long-term studies followed people for decades, something very important became clear, especially in older adults. Let me tell you about two real people whose stories explain this better than statistics ever could. One was a woman in her early 70s. Her blood pressure looked unusual. The top number was high, but the bottom number was excellent. She felt proud of that lower number. Her doctor reassured her that the bottom number mattered more, so she didn't worry. 6 months later, she suffered a severe stroke. One side of her body stopped responding. Her speech changed. Her independence disappeared almost overnight. Another patient, a man in his late 60s, had the opposite pattern. His top number was near normal, but the bottom number was elevated. He was terrified. He thought his heart was under constant strain. But after extensive testing, his arteries were relatively healthy. His risk was manageable. Two people, two patterns, two very different outcomes. And this leads us to the most important truth you need to hear today. After age 60, the top blood pressure number becomes the strongest predictor of heart attack, stroke, heart failure, kidney disease, and even memory loss. This isn't opinion. This comes from massive studies that followed millions of people for decades. Time and time again, researchers found that systolic pressure, the top number, was far more dangerous in older adults than the bottom number. In fact, after 60, systolic pressure is often 2 to 3 times more predictive of serious cardiovascular events than diastolic pressure. Here's why this happens. When you're young, your arteries are flexible. They stretch with each heartbeat and gently bounce back. This protects your organs from sudden pressure surges. But as you age, those arteries stiffen. Elastic tissue breaks down, calcium builds up, plaque forms. Your arteries become less forgiving. Now, when your heart pumps, that pressure has nowhere to go. Instead of being absorbed, it slams directly into your artery walls. The result? The top number rises. The bottom number often stays the same, or even drops. This creates a very common condition in seniors called isolated systolic hypertension. And for years, people believed it was harmless. They thought it was just normal aging. We now know that belief was dangerously wrong. High systolic pressure repeatedly pounds your brain, your kidneys, your eyes, and your heart. Each heartbeat causes microscopic damage. One beat doesn't matter, 10 beats don't matter, but billions of beats over decades absolutely do. In the brain, this leads to tiny vessel damage, silent strokes, memory problems, and a type of dementia many people mistake for Alzheimer's. In the heart, the muscle thickens trying to fight against the pressure. Over time, it becomes stiff and weak. This is how many people develop heart failure without ever having a classic heart attack. In the kidneys, delicate filters are damaged until blood pressure becomes harder and harder to control. This is why controlling systolic pressure after 60 isn't optional. It's essential. And here's something most people don't realize. Having a low bottom number does not protect you. In fact, when the bottom number drops too low while the top stays high, it creates a wide gap between the two numbers. That gap itself is a warning sign of stiff arteries and higher risk. So, if you're over 60 and your blood pressure reads something like 160/70, that is not reassuring. That is a signal your arteries are under serious stress. This is where many people get confused and where bad advice can do real harm. Some believe lowering blood pressure in older adults is dangerous. They worry about dizziness, falls, or confusion. And yes, treatment must be done carefully. But large clinical trials show that treating systolic blood pressure in seniors reduces strokes, heart attacks, and death, even in people over 80. The goal is not to ignore blood pressure. The goal is to manage it wisely. If your top number is consistently above 130, especially above 140, it deserves attention. If it's above 150, it requires action. And no, feeling fine does not mean you're safe. High blood pressure rarely causes symptoms until irreversible damage has already occurred. In just a moment, I'm going to explain exactly what you should do next, including lifestyle changes that truly work, how medication fits in, and how to talk to your doctor the right way so your concerns are taken seriously. But before we continue, I want you to do something important. If you know someone over 60, your spouse, a friend, a sibling, share this video with them. Most people are still watching the wrong number, and sharing this information could genuinely save a life. Now let's talk about what actually lowers that dangerous top number and what doesn't. Lifestyle changes matter more than most people think, especially when they're done correctly and consistently. Reducing sodium alone can lower systolic pressure by several points. And I don't mean just avoiding the salt shaker. Processed foods, packaged meals, and restaurant food are the biggest hidden sources. Reading labels becomes a powerful health tool. Weight loss also has a direct effect. Even small changes make a measurable difference. Every few pounds lost can ease the pressure your heart pushes against with each beat. Movement is another key factor. You don't need extreme workouts. Walking, swimming, or cycling for half an hour most days improves how your arteries function over time. Exercise doesn't just burn calories, it improves elasticity. Managing stress is not optional. Chronic stress keeps your nervous system stuck in high gear. Breathing exercises, meditation, prayer, quiet walks, whatever helps you calm your mind, protects your blood vessels. But here's the truth many people resist. For most adults over 60 with elevated systolic pressure, lifestyle changes alone are not enough. Medication is often necessary, and medication is not failure, it is support. There are many safe, effective options available today. Most people need more than one medication to properly control systolic pressure, and that is completely normal. The goal is not perfection, it's protection. What matters most is consistency. Skipping doses causes dangerous swings in pressure. If you experience side effects, don't stop on your own. Talk to your doctor. Adjustments can almost always be made. Home blood pressure monitoring is one of the smartest things you can do. It gives you real data, not just a snapshot from a stressful office visit. Checking at home helps catch hidden problems and prevents false reassurance. And please understand this. Having a parent who lived a long life with untreated blood pressure does not make you immune. For every survivor, there are many who didn't make it. Statistics don't lie, even when stories sound comforting. If you've stayed with me this far, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell me your age and your most recent blood pressure reading. Were you surprised to learn which number is more dangerous after 60? Your comments help others learn, and they help this channel reach more people who need this information. This is why healthy aging exists, not to scare you, not to overwhelm you, but to give you clarity in a world full of confusion. Your heart has worked for you every single day of your life. Protecting it now means more years of independence, memory, and quality of life. Don't let the wrong number fool you. If this video helped you understand your health better, subscribe, share it, and stay with us. Knowledge only works when it's used, and now you know exactly what to watch. If your top number is consistently above 130, especially above 140, it deserves attention. If it's above 150, it requires action. And no, feeling fine does not mean you're safe. High blood pressure rarely causes symptoms until irreversible damage has already occurred. In just a moment, I'm going to explain exactly what you should do next, including lifestyle changes that truly work, how medication fits in, and how to talk to your doctor the right way so your concerns are taken seriously. But before we continue, I want you to do something important. If you know someone over 60, your spouse, a friend, a sibling, share this video with them. Most people are still watching the wrong number, and sharing this information could genuinely save a life.